There's 5.
And it's lights out and away we go!
A massive jump start from Mertzi, 6-5. Oh, unbelievable how early he went. It's a little bit of carnage happening a bit further behind. We're going on board with the exotic. Not too bad. Going through turns 1, 2 and 3. Now the cars funnel together again, coming towards the first long straight of this circuit. Callum Ultra, your race leader, gets away well. WKD Moss, a 5-second penalty immediately, cutting the corner and gaining a place. So not an ideal start for Moss or Mertzi at all.
No. Yeah, Moss's was, he had nowhere to go. It was either that or cause an accident, so he's done the right thing and he's just taken the penalty, which is unfortunate, but it's, sometimes you have to do that if you can't avoid that sort of thing. It's better that than risking a massive accident. Fair play to him.
See the position changes as well. Mertzi up 5 places, but he does have that drive through a penalty for what was a huge jump start at the beginning of this race. UK Assassin down in P15. He finds himself up quite a few spots. It seems Dutchter and Abbott Gaming have really lost out on the opening salvos of this race.
Dutch is the big loser. He's down 3. Assassin, the biggest gainer. He's up 3 if you discount Mertzi's 5 that he's had.
Back on board with our race leader, Callum Ultra, then a nice 7.5 tenth gap to Snacks at 22 behind. Now, there is enough of a gap between these two here that Callum Ultra, I think, could make things even if he clinches the fastest lap of the race as well. So things could get even closer at the top of the Drivers' Championship table if this was how things would finish. But wow, Snacks really barreling down on him. You can see these two almost in a race of their own at the minute. That gap down to 4. Oh my goodness, Snacks had a little tap on the wall there. I think that's done some damage to his wing. It has. Front left end plate is no longer on Snacks' car. Now this is really going to hurt him, especially on the second lap where you're wanting to push these mediums quite far into this race. Not ideal. Really not ideal.
Yeah, he's going to have to carry that damage for a while. It's unfortunate for him. Moss bearing down on Blocky. Blocky's got both Ferraris hunting him. Moss and Carrot both firmly within the window. Storm Twister, great start from him. He's up to P8. He's on hard tyres starting as we kind of alluded to before we started the race. He's under pressure from Agent. Mercy has come in and served his drive-through penalty already. Mello's had an absolute nightmare. So Mello is served. He's come in, taken those soft tyres off and fixed some wing damage. Hansen is currently at the back fixing some wing damage himself.
Hard tyres, potentially to the end. 30 odd laps is a long way to go.
You've got to look after him, but it's doable.
Very intrigued to see how some of these strategies come out as the DRS is now enabled. The two Ferraris next to each other. Storm Twister not too far behind. Agent seemingly getting a little bit out of sorts there.
He's just made a move on Storm Twister actually, which obviously we just might have missed on that pit straight. Moss very close to Blocky here. He's going up the inside.
Oh, he gets it done.
Very late on the line.
So
just
close.
About got that stopped.
Oh, Blocky's completely got out of it, and now the two Ferraris are having to go. Toad Carrot sees an opportunity and takes 2 in one corner.
Yeah, jumps straight through the door.
Wow, great move from Toad Carrot, it must be said.
I'm just wondering if Blocky had a little wobble maybe going over that curb.
Maybe. Yeah, he just, I mean, he got maybe right out of that so kind of early on. And like I say, just opened the door for Toad Carrot. I mean, Toad Carrot had that inside line as well, which managed to get the move done on WKD Moss as well. Maybe, not sure if it was planned in any way, but could work out quite well with WKD Moss obviously having the penalty that he does, maybe just holding the field back a little bit allows character to disappear, maybe have a go at the front runners, a potential
I think
back-to-back podium for him.
It's a very, very good team move for Ferrari in terms of the result of what it's ended up as. They've got the right cars in the right place, you'd like to think, but how much choreography went into that, I will very much debate. It's very much one that's happened by chance as opposed by design,
I like that. By chance, not by design. I'm keeping that one. Remember that one, folks. That's a great little quote there.
When you put it on a t-shirt, mate, just remember,
Okay, remember where it
going to be
came
higher.
from. I like it. I'm sure a huge share of the profit coming your way. Don't you worry about that one. Here we go. MK2 Ellis and VXR are running quite close. They've both chosen to pit onto hard tyres as well. VXR getting ever so close to MK2 Ellis. Ellis just struggling a little bit. You see the big puffs of white smoke from his tyres as he keeps on locking up. Certainly in some of these trickier corners in sector 1. Oh, you see it
out of the DRS, Blue.
Wow. I can see at the minute on my screen just about a second. 9/10.
Yeah, I think
he's having to work hard.
Yeah, they've just gone obviously towards the end of the straight, and I think that's by Snacks being on a different preset to Ultra, so he's going to gain on the straights regardless. He did not have DRS when they were going down that straight though. Wow. And look, as soon as the corners come straight back up to 1.1, 1.2, Snacks really struggling with that wing damage.
Different presets certainly starting to make a difference here. If it was you, AJ, what would you be going for? Would you be going for a balanced preset 3, that lovely mix of speed and cornering?
I go maybe preset 2 around here.
A preset 2, just want that little bit more front end, that bit more downforce.
Yeah, and as you well know, I can quite often make up a preset difference in top speed with my ERS usage, so I always kind of prioritise sort of confidence going through the corners in some of these, especially with Singapore as well. Like if it wasn't for the sheer amount of sort of straightish squirts at Singapore, you'd be looking at a preset 1 round here, but there's just enough straight bits and they're of a suitable length that you're really kind of hurting yourself if you use preset 1. So the happy balance for me that I found is preset 2.
Okay.
Maybe in a qualifying lap, you might, if it was like a quali sort of time trial shootout type thing, you might dabble with max downforce, but certainly preset 2's done me very well around here.
On board with UK Assassin, currently the only driver on circuit with soft tyres, and already they seem to be doing some damage. Let's switch to Abbott Gaming, who is pushing for an overtake on UK Assassin. Those mediums really doing the job here. I think Assassin's got to be looking at a pit stop pretty soon. I think maybe down this DRS street, if Abbott Gaming is close enough. It's a decent exit out of the corner, but I don't think it is close enough. I don't think it's going to happen at all. Boomstang enters. AJ, you're being asked to give us a rundown of the Battlefield 2042 trailer going into Parabolica. Well, one, Boomstang, that makes absolutely no sense. You're talking nonsense. Put the drink down and think on. But I'm sorry, did I just see Dutch Dirt going really slowly? Has he got damage? I think he's got some damage.
I'm not sure. Well, he's held up at the moment behind Assassin and Abbott Gaming. So
he just seemed to let them both go.
Yeah, maybe he does have damage that he's contending with. Or
it seems okay. Looking at his front wing, looks absolutely
Let's see what tyres
fine.
are on. So Assassin on softs, Abbott on mediums, and Dutch is on hards. So he's probably thinking, nah, this is not my fight. I need to extend the life of these hard tyres as much as possible.
Maybe.
And if they're going faster on softer compounds, that arguably are going to burn out quicker, but they're still going quicker at the time. There's no real sense wasting any time fighting that.
I can tell you who does have damage. Mellow Cover missing a huge amount of his right hand front wing. He crawls into the pit lane, having already gone on to hard tyres. Surely this is now going to be a stop for some mediums. May have to put these slightly worn hards on again at the end of the race. Maybe a double medium. Hansen comes into the pits as
Hansen's
well.
in as well for another front wing, so I wonder if the two of them have had a little tangle.
Maybe a little tap, maybe a little hit with the wall. It's easily done here in the tight, twisty street track of Singapore. Kay Dizzle joins us. Good to see you in here. They both come out of the pit lane unscathed. Meanwhile, at the front end though, Callum Ultra extending his lead to 1.5 seconds now. If you were in Snacks' position, you've currently got the championship lead. If the results finish this way, it wouldn't be too big a deal. But
it's back to equal, does it not?
Points. I believe so. Well, there is 8 points in it, so there would be a 1 point difference. However, if Snacks can come away with the fastest lap, that would then put them up to equal.
Right, gotcha.
So that may well influence his tyre strategy, particularly with the gap he's got and is building to Exotic in P3. A little bit of a race of his own at the minute is Exotic in that McLaren. Still putting in a very, very good stint. He's got, what, 5 seconds in front of him and 7 seconds behind him. Should be a straightforward one stop onto hards, I think, for a nice P3. I think that's what he's going to be looking at.
Yeah, I would. That's got to be the target at least. The Ferraris, as I say, they're just flying line astern at the moment. They're both pulling away from the others with a little bit of teamwork.
A few gaps starting to form up and down the grid. Not really many people within that DRS. The closest is MK2 Ellis, Storm Twister and VXR. This is an interesting little three-way fight. Storm Twister has wing damage. Again, his front right end plate is missing. So he's going to be really struggling on those hard tyres. Oh, you can see it. Mertzi, 5 second penalty for a severe collision with Flecky 321. That could be interesting. Flecky, we can see, has no front wing at all. Wow, not sure what's happened here then.
There's a safety car out, so something's happened somewhere.
Wow, safety car.
Exotic's in, hard tyres on.
Got to be time to come in for those hards, surely. Window is open.
It's got to be, yeah. If you're out on mediums, you've got to go hard now to take to the end. It's just unfortunate, the timing of it. Ultra and Snacks have missed the boat here because they were past the pit lane. Either that or they both chose not to pit.
I think it was a case
I'm trying to work out how far
past the pit lane. I think it was just a few.
I mean, yeah,
that 5 seconds
I'd like
difference.
To think so, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, they're well into sector 2. Yeah, they're well into sector 2.
Make things interesting for Exotic then. I know we're all under safety car conditions, but he's done his pit stop. Everybody is under safety car conditions at the minute. By the time they come into the pit lane, could Exotic? Well, I mean, potentially, could he come out ahead? Almost like a huge undercut. Oh, it may well just take
they had
a few. Yeah,
there's quite a sizable gap. I don't know whether that would make up 5 seconds or whatever. It'd be interesting to see when Moss comes out though.
Hansen, a time penalty for corner cutting. Flecky comes in the chat. The safety car was his fault. He clipped the wall at the bridge.
Okay, and Austin Powers in the middle. Yep. That's
must have rotated the car and Mertzi maybe gone into the back of him. Something like that, I think, is what's happened.
I tell you who this works out really well for is Storm, MK2 Ellis and VXR on their hard tyres. Gets them a nice sort of bit of space. Yes, they've got Exotic behind, but Exotic doesn't really need to pass them because he's going to do that in the pit stop. Blocky's got to drive through, speeding. As expected, Moss comes in to the pit lane. Obviously not wanting to risk the double stack behind Carrot the lap previous.
Snacks comes in and has his wing repaired. He was struggling with that wing damage, wasn't he, early on? So he gets his wing repaired. He's coming out of the pit lane now. Where's Exotic? Exotic's coming round. Exotic may get out ahead of Snacks, as does MK2 Ellis and VXR and Storm Twister.
And interesting enough, Snacks has got medium tyres again. So Snacks definitely has to stop again.
Snacks looking to put his foot to the floor with some mediums. I think go
drive it
double
like
mediums.
He stole it.
Wow. At the minute, he's looking at maybe, 15 laps either side. from this point on.
And look at this right now. You've got both Mercs 1 and 2. Callum Ultra has his rear gunner in place.
Wow, pit crew late again with the front wing, says Snacks. Again, not ideal, but those medium tyres are going to make things interesting.
Yeah, I think unfortunately he just caught the back end of Redding's pit stop, I believe.
Yeah.
I think Redding came in. So yeah, Snacks, unfortunately, those Red Bull mechanics obviously haven't been taking the Red Bull.
I like that. I see what you did there.
Obviously slow coming.
I see what you did there. I like that little play on the spun. That's good.
Yeah,
that's
well,
good.
Redding had a front wing as well on his stop. So if there's a little bit of a hangover from the Red Bull pit boys, that would have hurt Snacks. And it's shown because he's out behind Exotic. I say these guys have got to think long term here. Yes, they've got to get back to Ultra. Right, yes. But Snacks especially, Snacks does not win this race with a 2-stop with any form of damage. He needs to be very, very careful to make this 2-stop work. But both him and Exotic, they have to be aware that these 3 boys in front of them, Storm, Ellis, VXR, they will have to pit again.
Now, Snacks, definitely, not only is he the championship leader, but being on those faster tyres, he's going to have to exercise a degree of patience as well, because you've got to choose your moment to make your moves around here. You know, certainly that first DRS straight is going to be your prime opportunity. You just need to have that really, really good exit to make sure you get that overspeed.
That's pretty much it. The 2 opportunities are really the 2 DRS straights. The one towards the end of Sector 1 and the one towards the end of Sector 2. Start finish straight if someone gets a bit wobbly or whatever with a little bit of
DRS, but I don't think
could do it.
It's certainly possible, but it's not really.
It's certainly possible. Look, yeah,
place,
turn 1 you need someone to, even with the DRS into turn 1 you need someone to make a mistake out of the previous corner. So you're only really looking at 2, which is, as I said, end of Sector 1 and end of Sector 2.
Wow. Also as well, a first in the Bluefoxx League as well, where we have both drivers of the same team running P1 and P2. So very interesting. Blocky, he pitted, think he could do my drive-through. Oh my god, I am done. Yes, indeed. That is a bit of a brain fart from from you, Blocky, sadly.
Yeah, afraid so. Yeah.
Dear oh dear.
There's a big split in the field here. Have people taken more stops? Let me fire at the race director.
I think there's a few which have maybe had 2 stops. I think a few have come in because of some more wing damage. I'm not sure if maybe a few others have come in again.
No, yeah, well, there's no extra stops, so these gaps are purely from people still coming in. Blocky might have had the extra one for not having the drive-through, but of course it's not Blocky off the back there, is it? It's Hansen. So,
well, one person this race hasn't really worked out for is Mellow Cover. I mean, getting through into Q3 for I think the 2nd time in a row, and just the race really not going his way. Getting involved in a few little tangles, and he finds himself in P18. Certainly
probably not helped with rapid fading. Yeah, sorry to cut across you there, but it's probably not been helped by rapidly fading softs when you've got guys on really good, strong condition mediums at the start.
That is true.
The moment it started to go off, he was going to be in trouble.
Now, safety car in this lap. But let's not forget, Storm Twister that is in P2 has a front wing damage as well as 9-lap-old hards. So things could get a little bit interesting in the next few laps after this safety car restart. Callum Ultra becomes the new safety car. He will choose his moment to lead them away, and obviously no overtake until they are past the safety car line. He starts backing them up. Safety car lights are out and is in the pit lane. They are ready to go racing again. He's slow round, very slow. Now he chooses to put his foot down. Gets a decent toe, but there's some action happening a little bit further back, I think. Seems like VXR still trying to push and get a move done on MK2 Ellis. Can't get it done. Fresh Agent, I think, is... Oh, I think there's a crash. I think there's a big crash at Sector 1, and Fresh Agent is out. Oh, we've got a Haas spinning round as well. Dutch Dirt. facing the wrong way. Huge drama in the opening few corners after this safety car restart. Doesn't look like Dutch has got any damage. Wow, not sure what has happened there, but no safety car, no VSC either. Very interesting to see how the next couple of laps pans out. Flecky down in P11 on the medium tyres. Got Blocky still needing to serve his drive-through. And it seems like he's got himself wing damage again. So Blocky's going to be struggling with that. Blocky's surely going to be going back down the order after serving his drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Certainly bunched everybody back up again. WKD Moss, another time penalty, this time for multiple warnings for corner cutting. Not ideal. Exotic as well, pushing it a little bit around that final corner. He's barreling down on VXR and MK2 Ellis. We've got another yellow in sector 3. Blocky has his pit, as does Abbott Gaming. Hansen through into the pit lane as well. Wow. It's just action here, there and everywhere at the moment. Meanwhile, look at that
Storm
gap
making this Merc very, very wide for Snacks. Snacks is going to have to wait an entire sector now to have another go, you'd have felt.
It's going to be getting the move done at some point, surely. Let's go on board with Snacks. Oh, it's going to be tricky down here. He's got to be patient. Got to wait his moment. P2 is not a bad result for Snacks 22. It's understanding they are old tyres and wing damage. Got to be so patient.
Yep, so this is his next chance then into this right-hander. I'd be surprised to see Storm say right, he does.
Oh, Storm moves back across. That's a little bit naughty from Storms, but I think he's going to get it on the exit.
Left the car's width. Yeah.
Job done by Snacks at 22. Gets it done nicely. Now he can fully attack. He's got 5.7 seconds to try and make up. Now this is the thing. He can afford to really push those mediums because he knows he needs to pick. Oh no, he spins! Oh my goodness me!
Caught it.
How has he been able to save that? Oh my goodness me, an unbelievable save from Snacks. Coming around the final corner.
Tell you what though, Storm's done his job. Wow. The gap to Callum Ultra.
He's helped his teammate out massively. Massively helped it out. I mean, it certainly cannot complain if you were Callum Ultra. Look at that. Bit of a race of his own. We are not even halfway through this Grand Prix right now, folks. Lap 13 of 31. And I'm expecting more fireworks, more safety cars to come in the remaining laps, that is for sure. Let's see what MK2... Oh, MK2 Ellis and Exotic side by side. Oh, Exotic squeezes his way through on much newer hard tyres. Nicely done by Exotic. Flecky gets a time penalty for multiple warnings as well. Now, Storm Twister is looking to become Exotic's next victim. Can he get it done? We'll stay on board.
There's a big old train though. It's all aboard the Storm train.
It is, isn't it? Storm Twister and that wing
This train goes all the way down to Mellow in 11th.
It's unbelievable. It's pretty much holding. You know, people cannot extend the gaps that they wish, and bearing in mind most people on hard tyres as well, different degrees of longevity. Mertzy as well, a time penalty, multiple warnings. Oh, has Exotic got it in him here? Oh, I think it's easy done. Down into turn 1. A nice move made by Exotic Planes. He now up into P3. He can go to the end of the race, and he'll start to look at maybe eking those tyres out and potentially bumping himself up into P2. How would you look to play it if you were in that McLaren right now?
I think he's good, to be honest. They're only 5 laps old, these hards. So if you look after them, they're sort of going to the end. You're looking at, generally the pit window is starting at around 12, and he came in and put these on around 8, going on to 9. So
what's happening with VXR? VXR going really slowly, missing out on a load of places. Huge wing damage. I think he's maybe outbroke himself and had a hit with the wall.
Either a neighbour of the wall or someone else, yeah.
He's lost out massively there. That's going to be really tough to push medium tyres, maybe 15-16 laps to the end. Is that possible?
On mediums, yeah. You're looking at around sort of the window for the mediums to get onto the hards is anywhere from 12 to 15. So if obviously on the back end you're looking more towards the 14-15 side.
Certainly at the higher end of things then.
Yeah, you'd want to be hard to make sure, but if you treat them nicely, you can make mediums last from here.
Well, how close is this here? Storm Twister again is just causing what is basically a traffic jam. Snacks takes the fastest lap of 140.930. You have got both Ferraris and both Racing Points. I think MK2 Ellis playing it tactical. Oh no, we've got a huge crash, a massive lunge. He goes down the inside of MK2 Ellis, outbrakes himself, and then hits Flecky. Oh, WKD Moss getting it all wrong down into turn 1. That is not what we thought we would see from him. Wow, huge drama on lap 15.
Yeah, he completely lost sight of his braking point from the look of it. Yeah, I mean, he did the right thing. He's waited to let all of those people back through. But yeah, Flecky's not going to be happy about that because that's cost him. It's cost him a couple of places.
Wowza. Okay, now obviously this little chunk of drivers here, Mertzy, Flecky, and WKD Moss, they all have time penalties as well. So that could play an interesting role in where these guys finish in the race. Moss has that front right wing damage. Flecky relatively okay. He misses out on maybe a few positions, but the car is fine. It's on 6 lap old mediums. He'll be looking to bring that gap back up towards them, but I think it was a tactical from MK2 Ellis to let Flecky by, and I think Moss saw that as an opportunity to get by, but he just got it wrong basically.
Yeah, he just went in a little bit too hot, didn't he?
Yeah, but a little bit too hot into turn 1. Mertzy has wing damage as well. Looks like he's going to try and nurse that till the end. As we have a Mercedes finally coming into the pit. Storm Twister boxes for a set of medium tyres and a new wing. Wow. He has caused some interesting events in this race, it must be said.
Yeah, I mean, it's harsh to blame him. He's just doing what he needs to. He's positioning his car nicely. He's keeping cars behind. The onus is then on everybody behind that to operate sensibly.
Meanwhile, at the top of the grid,
he's in a good little spot here. He's going to come out in P11.
No, that's not too bad. Not far outside the points. That is all that he really wants, isn't it? Just a few points to help in that constructor's bid. Cunny9999, a very warm welcome to you. You join us on lap 16 of this Singapore Grand Prix. Callum Ultra holding the lead on 6 lap old hard tyres, but championship leader Snacks 22 going to be hunting him down on those mediums. The gap about 5.4 seconds. Not sure what he can do. Flecky gets the move done on Mertzy by the looks of it, but battling back side by side. Mertzy's going to have it on the inside. Oh, they touch. It was still Flecky's corner. Don't think any damage is done. Mertzy has got to be very, very patient, especially with the fact that he has that wing damage. is going to make things even trickier. Could they get that over? You can see the understeer as he comes through these final corners.
Yeah, a bit of a classic Flecky eat around the outside, that one. Not many people have stayed in there.
That gap is starting to fall back. WKD Moss is in the pits. Serves his time penalties, has a new wing fitted and goes on to the medium tyres. Storm Twister goes past, so I think Moss has probably come out in P13. Seems to be about right. He should be able to push.
Yeah, Blocky's a little bit further down the road. Oh, Mercy! Mercy's caught the wing and he's round.
Oh wow, that's a complete removal of his front wing there. A little clip, was it coming around the corner?
Yeah, he just caught the wall on the exit, and for whatever reason it's just flipped the car around. To be honest, I thought that contact should have just taken an end plate, but it's completely pitched him.
Wow.
Very, very unfortunate accident for
Running
Mercy.
A little bit more damage than we thought. Hansen again with a time penalty. Wow, so always got to be careful here. Always heading. Oh my goodness me. He was heading straight for the wall there. That was pretty amazing. He lets his teammate by. Gazito joins us in the chat. He's soldiering his way around, doing his best. Assassin starting to catch up with him. Assassin running in the points in P9 on 9-lap old hard. Not a bad showing for UK Assassin in that Alpha Tauri.
No, he's looking good in the points so far. Snacks comes in.
Snacks comes in, he does. Goes on to hard tyres. Wow. That's a lot earlier than I thought. Storm Twister now sets the fastest lap. Wow, 140.6. 0-3. So Snacks comes out in P8. He has the freshest tyres of anybody on the grid. It's a long way away to get that win, and arguably just as long to claw himself back up the grid and get on the podium. He's going to have to do something special and start mounting some
Well, you've got the
overtakes.
top three at the moment, Ultra Exotic and Mr. Carrot. They're all on hards that are going to the end, or potentially go to the end.
Meanwhile, he's got to
so
keep it out the walls
kind of
as well.
Yeah. Keep it out of the walls, keep it out of the back of other people.
Barreling down on Assassin here. Let's have a look on board with the Halo. Oh, is he going to try and get the move done? He does. Brakes really late. Gets it done nicely. Now he's got, what, another 8 seconds or so till he catches up with Dutch Dirt. There is a lot of time in between them. But with, what, 12 laps to go, he can really, really push on these hard tyres. And if anybody has got the ability to make this work, it will be Snacks. That I can promise you. Flecky, meanwhile, on 10-lap old mediums, finds himself in P4, but surely he's going to have to box again. Looking at those tyres are looking worn, I think I can say. Redding now gets a time penalty, 3 seconds. Multiple corner cut warnings by the looks of it as well. Flecky's got a gap about 5 seconds. Ellis is about 3 seconds behind him. So if Flecky was to pit around about in a lap or two's time, maybe coming out P8 at a push, P8, P9, do you think?
It's going to be somewhere around
that,
there. Yeah, they might not clear Snacks or Storm. But they're probably the most sensible result is they're looking at that gap currently between UK Assassin and Mellow between 9th and 10th.
Yeah.
Just a quick maths as well. Snacks is 46 seconds off the lead at this point.
Wow. He has 46 seconds to make up in 12 laps. That is not easy to do, but if anyone can do it, it is going to be that man Snacks 22. He needs them points. He needs those
Storm
points.
behind him though. Storm's well placed as well. Storm on medium signal at the end. As I say that, he throws it off the road.
Well, Hansen and Danny Kvyat that was getting a little bit interesting. It was getting very, very interesting indeed. But Hansen manages to get past him. He's holding on to a time penalty as well. Multiple corner cut warnings.
Dutch pits.
As does Redding. Does he? Let's see what Dutch...
So Dutch has been on these hards since the start of the race, so this is Dutch's first pit stop.
Wow.
So he's got all the way here.
Oh, I think he's going softs. No, he's not. Oh, he's gone softs.
Gone softs. This is a brave call from Dutch. He might have a chance if they're a brand new set, but...
Why is he gone softs?
Well, if they're a brand new set, they can technically do up to about 12 laps. But
I know,
I don't think they're going to last anywhere near that long.
Shredded, surely. By the end of this race, they are going to be absolutely...
It's a bold call. A bold call.
Wow. Really, really interesting strat call by Dutch Dirt to go onto soft tyres. I mean, he's what, got 9 seconds to make up, so arguably these soft tyres are going to give him enough grip to claw his way back up into the top 10, but the soft tyres switch off so quickly and degrade
it's
so
a strange
fast.
option, isn't it?
It is, especially with about 10 laps to go. I was expecting maybe
especially with a brand new set of mediums in the bank as well.
Yeah, the opportunity just to throw the car around on a set of mediums certainly seemed the more sensible option. Meanwhile, WKD Moss VXR and Mellow Cover locked in a three-way battle. You can see those rear lights flashing, all of them depleting their ERS massively. Intrigued to see what happens here. Mellow has a huge gap in front of him. But so far he's holding it well, he's holding his own. He's on 9 lap old hard tyres. So both the drivers behind him on newer and quicker tyres. So let's see what they can do. Lynch Wizard, our latest follower, a very, very warm welcome to you. Lap 21 then of this Singapore Grand Prix. So Snacks went into the pits for hard tyres and is now having to fight his way back up the grid to try and take this win. It is going to be very tough with 10 laps to go, but maybe, just maybe, he can find himself getting onto the podium. Got a little bit of traffic in front of him. That won't matter too much to him, but you can see it's all the 7s near the top of this grid. 7-second gaps between pretty much the bulk of the drivers here. Sensibly it gets past that Alpha Tauri. Moss again. Another time penalty as we see a little bit of front wing going flying there. Not sure who that's from. It's not Moss. VXR, Mellow maybe. There's an Alpha Tauri in front, potentially causing some... Oh no, UK Assassin and Mellow Cover go side by side. Assassin. Oh no! Oh, Assassin slammed on the brakes. He had that wing damage, and I think Moss goes into the back of him. Oh my goodness me, what has gone there? A little bit of a lack of patience, I think, being shown from a few drivers of all the places on the circuit.
Mellow just sent it on him.
Wow. All the places on the circuit to try and mount an overtake. That has got to be one of the toughest. UK Assassin comes into the pits. Dutch Dirt sets the fastest lap, a 1:39.995. He's not going to be far off from catching up between this battle between Moss, VXR and Mellow Cover as well. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what Moss has got. Abbott Gaming retires. Could this pull out a safety car?
No, because it's the Renault's driving into the pits.
The Renault is interesting. So is
because the other one's in front of us on board with Moss. So
indeed, okay.
We know exactly where that other Renault is. It's on the track map driving into the pits.
Wow.
So that's a drive-in retire.
We shall ride on board with Moss for the remainder of this lap. Let's get that HUD on the go.
This is the best fight out here right now.
Oh, it's close.
Snacks is onto the back of the Racing Points. Flecky pitted for a set of soft tyres.
Oh,
so
Mello,
on the
huge
back of
understeer. Oh, this is surely going to be it. VXR, I think, is going to get the move done. He's going to hover it around the outside. Oh, he has to cut it. Oh, he was past him. He slows down. Oh, Moss is right in the middle. Oh my goodness, what's going to happen here? Oh my days, how was that not ended in an accident? Oh my goodness me. Oh, hang on, who's this behind now getting involved? Dutchter on those softs. He's now starting to get involved. He gets past Moss. Wow, Dutchter.
Moss finally finding himself in the same situation as he was last week. Luckily this week Mello stayed left. He knew he was there.
Goodness gracious, those soft tyres started to do bits. VXR gets past Mello cover. Mello went really wide on one of the penultimate corners of this circuit, allowing VXR the chance to get through. Wow, this is a huge battle going on up front, and it's starting to form a little bit of a train, it must be said. How long can Dutch Dirt's tyres last and stay switched on? And silly me forgot to turn the HUD off. We got forgot to switch it off, didn't I?
Yeah, we're aware, K-Dizzle. When you last asked the question, we told you that he'd pitted.
He has. He did indeed pit. So he's trying to work his way through.
But yeah, sad news for Abbott. So Abbott's come in the chat. He's had a COVID jab lately, and he's just overheating, sweating, headachy. So unfortunately, hopefully that clears up soon. But definitely not the condition you want to be driving an F1 car in.
Feeling the struggle. Now, if there is anybody here new in the chat, don't forget !socials. Make sure you're following on all of my platforms. We are on Twitter, we're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and most importantly, get in the Discord as well. That's where you're going to find all the latest and greatest info on all things that we're doing here on the channel and on stream as well. Back to the race though. Dutch Dirt, 7 laps to go. I think he's going to make a move on Mello. Oh, around the outside, gets it done. Oh, Mello gives him the space. He's got to go a bit off circuit, but gets it done. Oh, Mello is just going a little bit crazy here on these hard tyres. Oh, Dutch Dirt hits the wall. This is all happening.
Mello using some questionable car placement there. There's absolutely zero way pass through any of those corners.
Wow, that fight for points is... oh, wow, Moss might get a run here. Let's have a look at WKD Moss. Oh, no, it's going to be a bit of a DRS train.
DRS as well, so... Interestingly, up top, Callum Ultra in a race of his own, 20 seconds clear nearly of Exotic in second, who's got 11.5 seconds in hand over Toe Carrot, and then it's 10.8 back to Snacks. So Snacks now needing almost 2 seconds a lap.
Wow.
Just to get on the podium.
I mean, that is going to be tough. Flecky on soft tyres puts in the fastest lap of the race. It's not bad, he's on soft tyres and in P6, that is good. Oh, Mello cover has lost out on a few positions.
He's doing Moss a favour, so Mello pits.
Into the pits.
And at this point, if you're Snacks, how much are you wishing you'd put those hard tyres on instead of those mediums? You got to think that if he'd have put the hard tyres on, he'd be a comfortable P2, if not battling for the lead right now.
he goes for the softs. Comes out P12, but that's quite a gap to try and get back up into those points positions. But WKD Moss and Mertzi both have time penalties, so could that eventually come into play with where Mello finishes this race? MK2 Ellis has pitted as well, finds himself on some brand new soft tyres. Moss is right behind him though on used mediums. Could be a very, very interesting fight between these two. Oh, Ellis locking up again. VXR, meanwhile, I've got to say, it's great to see him not only in the points, but you know, putting a really, really solid performance. That safety car definitely benefited where he was on the hard tyres early doors, but Dutchter and Ellis and Moss all pretty close behind, so it's going to be a test of pressure, I think. Or is he coming into the pits? He is.
Yeah.
VXR comes into the pits. Wow, surely it's going to be for some soft tyres.
Yeah, he's got a big old gap back to Mertzi that he can slot back into.
Makes sense to grab a point.
And even if he comes out behind Mertzi, he's going to be on quicker tyres. He should make short work of him.
He will come out behind Mertzi. Mertzi comes past, but let's not forget, obviously, the time penalties that they've got and the speed advantage that VXR is going to have on those soft tyres. Let's see.
And Gito Ellis, lovely move up the inside of Dutch. Dutch's soft starting to go away. 5 laps old. They need to do 4 more, so let's hope they're not going away.
Oh, it's so tough. It seems like 5 laps really is the absolute maximum that they can do. Meanwhile,
the amount
Moss,
of grip that,
Moss is going to have a go on those mediums.
Given the amount of extra grip Moss has on 8 lap old mediums, would suggest that Dutch's softs are melting.
He gets it done. Wow. The medium tyres are starting to come into play here. Dutchter, you can see in that rear view mirror, really starting to struggle. You see it oversteering, the grip just completely and totally disappears. Let's see what he's got. Let's see if he can hold out these remaining few laps. Hopefully he doesn't lose out too much. But WKD Moss still has that time penalty, as does Flecky, who is on those soft tyres. He's coming round to start lap 27. Storm Twister not too far behind on 10 lap old mediums, so Flecky really needs to get a little bit of scoot in his boot to make sure that he keeps hold of P5. That'd be a great result for him and Racing Point. There's Snacks though in P4. It seems things not quite gone his way in terms of the pit stops. Just maybe not using certain tyres to the fullest, or it's not really worked out for him. I mean, he's got just under 6 seconds to make up. Can you see it done in 4 laps?
As good as Snacks is, unless
it's a big ass,
those hards of Toad Carrot go off. Yeah, I can't see it unless they start to fall to pieces. As good as Snacks is, I don't think he's got that much of a delta over someone like Carrot. You can see him though in some of the longer straights. You will be able to see him, which sometimes gives you that extra couple of attempts because you can see your prey, kind of pulls you along. We'll see how much he takes out of him on this next lap. That will be the indicator, because don't forget, it's one thing to catch him, it's a completely different one to pass him.
Yes.
So coming onto this lap, it's a 4.8, so everybody remember that. See how much that comes down. For Snacks to be on the back, Toad Carrot on the last lap, it needs to come down to about 2.8 at the very least.
That's
over the course of this lap.
That is a lot to ask in one lap, particularly where you've not got a tyre compound advantage. You know, you can have a tyre advantage just based on their longevity, but really, if you need to be taking chunks of time like that out, you need to be, you know, if he was on a brand new set of softs right now, I'd back him. I really, really would, but he ain't. That is basically it. He just ain't. So really tough for Snacks to even find himself on the podium, which is very unusual.
He's taken about a second, so he's coming up towards the end of sector 2, and he's down to 3.8.
Wow.
So
I
no! Believe
he hits the wall. He hits the wall. Blocky gets a penalty as well. Snacks hits the wall.
Blocky's retired.
Oh no, Blocky. Alright, Snacks, calm down. Wow. Wow. He hit the wall and was a passenger. A virtual safety car gets called. Wow. Virtual safety car has ended. DRS re-enabled. The car is still going. I think it has some damage, but it is still going. Waiting to see if we can see what damage has been done. No, the end plates are still on there. Car looks fine.
Car looks fine, yeah.
Car looks absolutely fine. Doesn't seem to be any damage. I mean, there was certainly a bump, but I think
both end plates are still on.
Yeah, I think it was the wall hit the wheel. The car looks okay. It seems that he's joining back as well. Wow, drama in the closing few laps of this race. Meanwhile, Flecky does have that time penalty though. Those soft tyres have enabled him to build a decent enough gap to Storm Twister in P6 behind him. Wow. So Flecky, I think, has done enough to make sure he holds on to P5. Yellow flag, sector 1.
Yeah, not to kick a man when he's down. It's still going to be a tough ask. I still don't know if Snacks had a podium.
Oh, Hansen.
He still needed to take a big chunk out of Carrot on lap 30 to have a go at him on the last lap.
It was a long way to go, that was for sure. Hansen though, crawling round, has a huge amount of wing damage. Not an ideal race for him. I think Redding as well nursing a bit of wing damage. Yeah, you can see the front right of his wing struggling. UK Assassin, he's not doing too badly. He's just chilling out in P13 at the minute. Obviously, we've not got the deltas on screen at the moment. We're waiting for everybody to cross after the virtual safety car. So you can see the delta starting to come up now. VXR though. VXR looks like he's so close. He's right on the back of Mertzy here. And this is for points. Mertzy does have that time penalty. So VXR doesn't have to overtake him. But surely on those new softs, he's going to have such a tyre advantage. He should be able to get it done at some point, you'd have thought.
Yeah, so the top 6 is looking...
Here he goes.
Top 5's looking pretty set. Callum Ultra way out in front, then Exotic, comfortable margin, Carrot, and then Snacks. Very comfortable margins there. Comfortable margin to Flecky. He's got a 3-second penalty, but he's about 8 seconds in front of Storm. MK2 Ellis is maybe the closest. He's about within the DRS of Storm. So that's a potential last lap move. But I want to Callum Ultra.
Indeed, we're on board with him.
Strong race from him. Coming towards the end of sector 1.
So. Unbelievably so. It has been
MK2 Ellis has got Storm.
Has he?
MK2 Ellis has got Storm.
Wowza, great showing for the Racing Points.
Yeah, he got him basically up into the entry of the old Singapore Sling.
Wow.
Obviously Storm had a little wobble through the exits. The only chance really you get close enough. Ellis has gone to the inside on those soft tyres, and Storm has no choice but to let him go.
That 5 lap
You don't fight that through the Singapore Slim because it ends in a big accident.
Well, coming round
MK2 Ellis's gamble has paid off.
Well, massively. I mean, those 5. I think he timed it right. I think with 5 laps is kind of like the ideal for those soft tyres. Most definitely. VXR gets past Mertzi as well, as he did a little bit earlier on. But a big shout out to Callum Ultra. A commanding drive from him. One more time, he comes under the Bay grandstand. The final few corners. This is going to
world of his own, isn't
well, I mean, Snacks drove a brilliant race, but it was Callum Ultra's day today. The fireworks, they go off. Callum Ultra, your Singapore Grand Prix winner. We have exotic planes in that McLaren, who's had a very good season up to this point. He's going to come across the line in P2, barring any last-minute mistakes. I mean, he's throwing the car around. Oh, wouldn't that be just dramatic irony if he sent it into the wall? Wow. Yeah, he does send it into the wall. Toad Carrot, though, is looking like he is going to take back-to-back podiums. A great performance from Toad Carrot in that Ferrari. He completes the podium positions. Snacks, then, your championship leader, comes home P4. It's solid points, but I think Ultra will retake the championship lead. A Flecky then on 7-lap old soft tyres comes round quite gingerly, it must be said, in P5. His teammate MK2 Ellis, both of them finished on soft tyres, finishes P6. Moss as well comes round P7. Storm Twister, more points for him. He actually overtakes Moss because of that time penalty. Wow, that's great points for the McLaren duo. VXR, what a great drive from him. P9, solid points for him and that Renault team. And it seems Mello just about gonna grab the final point of the race. Wow. Wow.